South End is a unique place. Many say longtime friendships are forged. Here they're case hardened in cold water. And most of my memories of Andy come in brief flashes. Most of my memories come in brief flashes, and not long played scenes, but I have so many of Andy. I'm going to share just a few here. You've heard about his literary prowess, his being well read. There's a small shelf in his bathroom, and the selection of books above the toilet, it's astonishing. Everything from beat poets to Zen masters, and I'm missing the A's. So it's just, the guy who had a phenomenal, and he had phenomenal recall of these things too. He didn't just read them, he knew them. Andy and I would often meet at 5:15 a.m. in the Denny's parking lot in Petaluma, and take either his car or my car down for a 6:30 sunriser swim under our fearless leader, Bob Roper, and sometimes crazy weather with Bob out there in a kayak bobbing up and down saying, "Get in, get in, get in, the flood's got in, the flood's got in." So, but our trips up and down 101, sometimes one of us would fall asleep, the other, sometimes we'd be chatting the whole way, but it was always comfortable companionship. We always enjoyed each other's company, and you know, it was comfortable to talk or to sleep and to do whatever the other person needed. We'd switch off, whoever was more alert or needed to go to work, or if Andy'd done one of those 3 a.m. shifts right before. Another flash is Andy in the Green Parka with a big smile and so many different boats. You've seen probably a couple of pictures of him up here. This one isn't a flash. This is a memory about Andy's and my last walk together. The time I'd visited him previously, he'd been in bed and pretty weak. He really wasn't getting up much. He was kind of drifting in and out of the conversation and what was going on. But then he rallied, and he started what he called crumbling, which was a combination of crutching and stumbling. And he was self-deprecating, so he called it crumbling. He coined the word, being a man of words. It was this crumbling training. And so I showed up, and we were going to go for a walk. So he put on his old flip-flops, and we went out for a couple of miles. And it was just a couple of pals out for a walk. And we chatted about this and that. We enjoyed the weather. We enjoyed each other's company, and what was going on in the neighborhood. We talked a little bit about his illness, but we were just enjoying the ordinary joy of life. A 2-mile walk. And that one, I will always remember. The day after Andy died, I was at the South End, and in the day room there were some posters. They were promotional pieces for a book about swimming. They had the following Ralph Waldo Emerson poem, Andy loved poetry, on them. And it was the day after he passed away, and it just felt like parting words from Andy. Live in the sunshine, swim the sea, drink the wild air. Now, our friend Dusty figured out a way to avoid the time limit. If you ensconce yourself in a hospital in Spain, he's okay. He'll be back probably next week, but he couldn't be here because of unforeseen medical issue there. But he'll be back and he'll be fine. But he sent me this to be read at Andy's memorial. This is it from his words directly. Beth, Dylan, and Elena, I'm so sorry I cannot be there today. You know that I am there in spirit, as I will always be with you to try to pilot you through life's ebbs and floods. I promised Andy this the last time we were all together. There are no friendships in the world like South End Rowing Club friendships. Even within this context, the friendship and love I have been privileged to share with my friend Andy and with Beth, Dylan, and Elena stand out. Andy and I met over 22 years ago. We both acknowledged that we felt an instant friendship and understanding of each other. I think we both like to flatter ourselves as we shared a pirate's view of the world, including a pirate's sense of honor. But whatever it was, I can honestly say that I've loved few men in my life like I have loved and will always love Andy. I'm sure a lot of the great stories about Andy's athletic triumphs have been told today. I won't try to add to them from a distance, other than to share that he admitted to me that he felt one of his greatest athletic feats was when he bench pressed me the one time I passed out in the sauna and landed on top of him. I probably outweighed him by a good 120 pounds at the time. He's not exaggerating. When I think about Andy, some of my favorite memories revolve around our shared love of books, words, and poetry. We shared many books and poems over the years, but always came back to Tennyson's Ulysses. We both agreed that every other recounting of Ulysses' journey, whether told by Homer, Kazantzakis, even Joyce, ended at Ulysses' return home to Ithaca after 10 arduous years of war, followed by 10 years of incredibly adventurous journey home. But it was Tennyson's genius and insight to pose the question, what happened a few years later? We both agreed that Tennyson's answer, Ulysses became restless and was bored out of his mind. And so he called his shipmates to join him for one last great adventure. Andy always shared my appreciation of this insight. During the worst of his suffering when he was sick, Andy would remember and quote the line from Homer I first threw at him during a long and cold swim. Bear patiently, my heart, we have suffered worse. He endured more than any person should have to, always with his inimitable grace and courage. His last words to me were not about his own suffering, but about his concern for Beth and Dylan and Elena, and about how proud he was of you, Dylan, and Elena, how he was so happy to see you and Dylan together. When Andy left us last year, my first thought, like that I think of all of us, was to thank the gods that his suffering was finally over. So, saddened as I was by no longer having him in our world, I was relieved and pleased to know his suffering had finally come to an end. Now, though, as time has passed, I begin to think more and more as Andy as Ulysses after his return to Ithaca. He's with Johnny Hathaway and Tim Spicer. And they are looking at a heavily tied book. George Farnsworth and Frank Coughlin and Tom Rice are there. I can see in my mind's eye Father DeLay swimming his stately gentleman's breaststroke behind them under the big straw hat. And Andy is piloting the next big adventure, and it will be an epic one. And so, I'd like to close my farewell to Andy with the last lines of Tennyson's Ulysses, because these are the words with which I expect Andy to greet me the next time I see him. There lies the port. The vessel puffs her sail. There loom the dark, broad seas. My mariners, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet its honor and its toil, and something ere the end, some work of noble note may yet be done, not unbecoming men who strove with gods. The light begins to twinkle from the rocks. The long day wanes, the slow moon climbs. The deep moans round the many voices. Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek a newer world, but sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows. For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles, whom we know. Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength, which in old days moved heaven and earth. That which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Farewell, my friend Andy. You will always be in my thoughts and in my heart.